Loving a narcissistic person is like being trapped in a maze full of mirrors. You see reflections of yourself everywhere, but they're all distorted, unfamiliar. They manipulate, control, make you doubt yourself, and strip away your sense of self-worth. You give everything, only to receive emptiness and pain in return. But remember, you're not destined to be a victim forever. You have the strength to escape that maze, to heal those wounds, and to find yourself again. One of the most effective ways to free yourself from a narcissist is to break their heart, showing them they cannot endlessly manipulate and control you. In this video, we'll explore 5 psychological strategies to defeat a narcissist, helping you regain control of your life and set out on your own path to happiness. Let's transform pain into power, proving you deserve a genuine love where you're respected and fully cherished. If this is your first visit, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join the community and stay tuned for more intriguing topics. To start, let me share a hard truth, one we need to confront. The narcissist may have entered your life because unknowingly you allowed it. When you first got involved, you may have already been manipulated. If you've followed my previous videos, you're probably familiar with the love-bombing tactics they use. They shower you with grandiose compliments, over-the-top romantic gestures, and overwhelming attention. They create an idealized picture of love, making you feel like the most special, cherished person in the world. The goal of this tactic is to quickly win your affection and trust, drawing you into an illusion of perfect love, making it easy for you to accept their demands and control. But this whirlwind romance often fades quickly. Once they achieve their goal, they gradually reveal their true nature, and by then you may already be too dependent to leave. As they get closer, they discover you are a forgiving, empathetic person who craves validation from others. I can assure you, if you ever had boundaries, the narcissist has repeatedly crossed them. Instead of stepping back, you keep trying to make the relationship work, constantly accommodating their wishes. You've become an unpaid servant, always apologizing, listening, sharing, but is this really the role you chose? Not at all. You didn't sign up for such a one-sided relationship. You deserve a healthy, balanced relationship founded on mutual respect. So, my first piece of advice, remember to establish boundaries to protect yourself. However, here's an important note. You may think setting boundaries means standing in front of them and saying, "Don't treat me like this," or "You're too much." That's not it. Not at all. In reality, confronting and arguing with them only helps them maintain control over you. To them, every reaction you give is a sign that you're still engaged in their power game. Each of your responses is a sign of life, proof that they're still in control. This approach is not only ineffective but also keeps you trapped and in a weaker position. Instead, healthy boundaries need to come from within you and serve you. They are not commands to control others but rather guidelines to protect yourself, preserve peace, and safeguard your personal values. It's essential to understand that true boundaries are not walls built with words. They're an unassailable territory within yourself, made up of core values, unshakable beliefs, and a deep, unwavering self-respect. When you live authentically, you automatically establish boundaries without needing to say a word. And this inner resilience is the barbed wire fence that shields you from a narcissist's manipulation. Are you still there? Comment with a 1 to let me know you're still listening. When dealing with a narcissist, the second thing to remember is to accept the truth and let go of the hope that they will change. By gaining control over your own emotions, you're already halfway out of the cycle. Perhaps, even knowing they treat you poorly, you cling to feelings of love, constructing hopeful fantasies to justify their toxic behavior. Unknowingly, you immerse yourself in the game they've set up, not because you don't know the truth, but because you're not ready to accept it. Deep down, you sense something's wrong but can't face the painful reality. You love the narcissist and can't imagine hurting them the way they've hurt you. To avoid this bitter truth and internal conflict, you convince yourself that the problem lies somewhere other than with them, accepting the lies they spin. This is what keeps you in an unhealthy relationship, where your emotions and even your physiology become dependent, as if addicted to a familiar kind of pain. Narcissists thrive on the power they feel when others seek their approval and recognition. They may lift you up with flattering words, making you feel special, only to later switch to criticism or neglect, leaving you feeling confused and doubtful of yourself. This unpredictability is a tool for control, keeping you in a state of insecurity. According to psychologists, these behaviors often create a type of emotional dependency, making you continually strive to please the narcissist, hoping to regain their affection and approval. In reality, you're constantly afraid that if you don't meet their expectations, they'll abandon you. But remember, your worth should not and cannot depend on their approval. Rediscovering your inner strength, building self-esteem from within, and letting go of the need to please others are critical steps forward. Each step towards self-reliance brings you closer to defining your own value, freeing you from the dependency trap, and reclaiming control over your life. Thirdly, when engaging in a conversation with a narcissist, you need to approach it with the mindset of not expecting anything positive from them. I don't hope that the conversation will bring meaningful change or that they'll treat you kindly and understand your feelings. Narcissists typically deny responsibility and ignore the needs of others, especially when those needs don't serve their ego. If you go into the conversation expecting them to remain their difficult, rigid selves, you'll be less disappointed by their lack of goodwill. You must reach a point where you no longer care whether the narcissist understands or empathizes with your feelings. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is trying to explain to a narcissist how they've hurt you. This is like banging your head against a wall, because to them, understanding or caring about your feelings is never a priority. According to psychologist Wendy Behery, an expert in relationships with narcissists, attempting to evoke empathy from them only drains you and leads to more frustration. If a conversation with a narcissist is unavoidable, such as when they're a family member, boss, or co-parent, limit your emotions and keep the exchange short and clear. This helps minimize the chance of being hurt when they respond negatively or irrationally. You can simply and directly state what you need, such as "I need to leave," or "Your actions are troubling me, please stop." Do not expect even these small requests to be met. Narcissists often disregard anything that doesn't serve their own interests. In fact, even your basic requests may feel like a challenge or an offense to them, prompting an even more negative response. So the question is, can you reach a state where you are entirely unaffected by the narcissist's reactions? Are you certain you can attain an emotional immunity, a place where no words, no matter how sharp or uncomfortable, can unsettle you? If you're not yet able to control your emotions, continue watching this video to learn about the next method of familiar yet always effective approach: cutting off all contact. This means no meetings, no conversations, no phone calls, texts, emails, blocking every social media channel, and avoiding communication through mutual friends or family. In other words, disappear from their life. This isn't just about creating distance. It's about building a solid fortress, leaving no openings for them to reach you. Narcissists are masters of manipulation. They'll find any way to slip back into your life, even through the smallest glimmer of hope. Never underestimate their creativity when it comes to controlling and exploiting others. Narcissists are artists of manipulation. They can devise all sorts of reasons and scenarios to reach out to you, even after the relationship has ended. For example, they might accidentally bump into you, send gifts to your home, or use acquaintances to pass messages along. They may even resort to more elaborate tactics, like feigning illness or having an accident, to exploit your empathy. Thus, no contact is the key to freeing yourself from a narcissist's control, reclaiming your life, safeguarding your mental health, and moving toward a brighter future. Finally, one important thing to remember when facing a narcissist's negative reactions: don't rush to defend yourself. Narcissists often seek to feel powerful and in control by pushing you into a state of confusion, anxiety, or anger. The more defensively you respond, the more ammunition you give them to continue their attacks and manipulation. Psychologist Wendy T. Behery, an expert on relationships with narcissists, suggests that these individuals always aim to dominate the stage in any conversation, especially when they have the chance to make their counterpart feel insecure and defensive. When a narcissist accuses or insults you, Remember that they're not looking for meaningful dialogue, but rather to control your emotions. They're hoping you'll get angry or go into a lengthy explanation, so they can continue criticizing you and keeping you off balance. To counter this, try a simple yet effective tactic. Agree with them. For instance, if they say you're disorganized, instead of defending yourself, you might calmly reply, "Yes, maybe you're right. I could be more organized." This unexpected agreement can leave the narcissist feeling confused and off balance because they don't receive the reaction they anticipated. However, be cautious, this tactic isn't always suitable and requires your careful judgment. In some situations, agreeing may ease the conversation, while in others, you may need to maintain silence and avoid direct responses. By refusing to react in the way a narcissist expects, you gradually regain control over your emotions. Psychologist Eleanor Greenberg's research suggests that resisting a narcissist's emotional games is one of the most effective ways to protect mental well-being. When you recognize that their insults or accusations are often mere tools to provoke negative emotions in you, you'll find yourself less frequently frustrated. Instead of expending energy on retorts or defenses, you can face the situation with calmness and clarity, conserving your energy for what truly matters. As you practice this, you'll notice an interesting insight. A narcissist isn't always interested in debating truth or logic. They simply want to elicit emotional reactions from you. Overcoming this not only helps you protect yourself, but also allows you to gradually distance yourself from the narcissist's control and influence, leading to a more balanced and peaceful life. To conclude this video, remember that protecting yourself from a narcissist isn't an act of retaliation. It's an act of reclaiming your freedom and happiness. When you stop meeting their endless demands and focus on building your inner strength, you'll regain control over your life. The most painful thing for a narcissist is realizing they can no longer control or manipulate your emotions. So always remember that your worth doesn't lie in their perception of you, but in what you create and uphold for yourself. If you find these strategies helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content to help you build a stronger, more independent life. Remember, you deserve a peaceful and happy life. Thank you for watching until the end, and see you in the next videos.